YouTube, this is Uncle Momo's music reaction channel where I provide my views on talented artists who have low subscribers and low views, as well as talented artists from around the world. Now, once again, I have no idea or the reason why they have low subscribers or low views, but I'm going to bring it to the forefront of my channel for us to view. Now, today I'm going to do my best to upload about 3 reactions, and I will let you know on these particular artists as I'm going along. So my second reaction of today is going to be Angelina Jordan, and I did react to my first one yesterday. This particular track is called A Million Miles, and so that's going to be my second reaction. Before that, I'd like to give a number of shout outs and read a number of comments that I have been overwhelmed by doing my first reaction of Angelina Jordan, and I want to read some out to you right back now. So, good morning, Mr. M, how you doing? It goes, if you need to identify who she looks like, I can tell you that she has 1,000 different voices to choose from, depending on the song choice and type. Good morning to HDC X. You can't pin down Angelina's style based upon one performance. Totally agree. But because of my first reaction, sometimes your brain goes overdrive when you listen to an artist for the first time, and your brain's telling you, "Oh, it sound like this." I would say that I used a poor choice of words. I shouldn't have said sounded like. I should have said reminded me of. She reminded me of Amy Winehouse, and I believe that that's what the word choice that I'm going to be using anytime when I'm going to react to any type of artist, rather than saying sounds like, it reminds me of. And thank you very much for pointing these amazing look, you know more than I do. I am still, I wouldn't even call it crawling. I'm sort of like, crawling with my hands along the path. Look, thank you very much for these overwhelming replies that I'm getting. Robert Carlson, good morning, how you doing? 103 MRG, I have no idea what that is, but not only that, you're having a conversation with Robert Carlson, and this is absolutely amazing. David Blakely, I hope I'm saying your name right. Your amazing comments. Oslin, good morning. Bill Weekly, Fedor Ivanov, wow. Stephen Hannon, good morning. Daniel Spur, that was amazing comment. Jeremy Williams, thank you very much. Jerry Lackers, I don't know how to pronounce your surname, but your comments was absolutely amazing. Thank you very much. Albert Philippi, good morning. Sebastian Lembard, is it Lembard or Lembard? Let me know about that. And Mr. M's replied a number of times on this reference, so thank you very much. David Torma, Annie Irene Granwald, I hope I'm saying your name right. Henin Mathiasin, I hope I'm saying your name right. Luis Garcia, I can say that. Jonas, Susan Pomazaz, Yes Harms, Devon, Billy Woods, amazing comment, thank you very much, Billy. Annie Jacks, I've said Robert Carson again, brilliant. Leslie Labs, Peter, I don't know how to say your surname, but I'm going to go for it. Stadler Meyer, she's also called the angel with 100,000 voices because she can adapt her voice to every song she makes. Brilliant. Avia64, great reaction. I just subscribed because of Angelina, waiting for your next Angelina reaction. She started singing with 18 months, and her maternal grandmother, who is a genius too, introduced, and it goes read more, introduced her to jazz classical songs, but she had her own covers from many artists. Many people call her the 1,000 voices because she can sing more music styles. Her lowest voice range are so impressive as her high notes. Welcome to Angelina's world. Thank you very much for that. I'm going to give some more shout outs because I've got another reaction to do as well, but I've been overwhelmed with your messages, and I'd like to say a big massive thank you for educating me and witnessing my journey of what is Angelina. So I've been talking on, rambling on too much, and apologies for that. I normally just try and cut it underneath the 4-minute mark. Anyway, look, this song is called Million Miles. I'm expecting to carry on from the previous reaction that I did. Or is that a wrong thing to do? Just keep it all separate. I don't know. You know what? I'll just go for it. Anyway, without further ado, you know what we're here for. Great vocabs and a damn good audio music. Can you dig it? I see what you're saying right away. The reason why I smile straight away is because my previous reaction, I said that she sounded, when I said she reminded me of Amy Winehouse. And now listen to A Million Miles on just the first 5 seconds of when she's opening her mouth and hitting those notes. It didn't sound like anything like Amy Winehouse at all. So I understand. So this is my first kind of, what's the way he's putting it? You know when you said about that 1,000 voices? So this is voice number 2, where you guys have heard 1,000. I'm at number 2, and so it just shows you how far and away I am, but how lovely I'm at that beginning of the journey of what is Angelina Jordan. So I'm gonna go back a bit and take this in.
Through all the years, it's like it's in my tears. I think what is giving me the smiles and the memories.
Love the fact that she had the eyes closed.
Here to hold my head in the light of the blue sky. I'm not alone to fight. I'll never regret what I do. We're a million miles apart. It's pulling my heart.
Love her facial expressions. Ooh.
I know that I'm never alone.
Wow, so far she's given me, in just about a space of a minute, she's given me like, I think 5 different kind of textures. And she gave me 2 textures in 1 word. So she's showing me that she's very, very creative in experimenting on the way how to convey certain words or sing in a certain way. Certain people don't give enough character on each words, and some people gives characters on the letters. You know, and she's sounding like that she's given, you know, the characters on the letters. Also, like I said, she's not sounding like Amy Winehouse at all. But there's certain, not sounding, I keep saying sounding, apologies, it reminds me. But she also reminded me of certain other people, but she's showing more of herself here. And I don't know what that means, more of herself, because this is my second reaction, but I'm seeing that this is more of her, where before the other song was reminded me too much of Amy Winehouse. Does that make sense? I don't want to babble on, I just want to carry on the experience and what's going on here. But I'm absolutely loving this. I'm going to go back just a little bit. Love that bit. I couldn't do it. Shouldn't even tried.
From the moon.
See that? Oh, she reminded me of someone there. Like, I can't put my finger on it.
You do. I can't see you, but I know you're here.
Do you know what it is? I'm getting lost in her facial expressions as well. It's one part singing, but it's also the other part of making the audience believe what you're saying. And sometimes it's 50% singing and 50% of the facial expressions. And I also remember that at the beginning, the intro of her song, just a point of her just closing her eyes made me kind of it dragged me in, it drew me in more closer to her. Just the fact of her closing her eyes, just the fact of her just swaying her body before she even says a note, it drew me in. And then you had the luxury of hearing her beautiful voice, and then you're just absolutely lost, and she's got you in complete control. Like a snake charmer. You know, when you got in India, you got those people that's sitting by the basket, you know, blowing the recorder or the flute or whatever you call it, and controlling the snake. I just believe that we're the snake, and every note that she's hitting, we're like moving like this. I can't stop doing that on my eyebrow goes whenever she hits a note. It certainly resonates. I'm gonna go back a bit. Apologies for rambling on.
The moon, I'm everywhere, see everything you do. I can't see you, but I know your head, it's like you're in
See, just a little thing of
my
just putting her hand on her
teeth.
chest.
I think what he's given me, the smiles and the memories, but now he's not here to hold my hand.
Love that.
In the light of the blue sky, I'm not alone to fight. I'll never regret what I do.
Love that microphone as well.
We're a million miles
Classic.
apart. It's pulling my heart like an empty bubble to breathe from. I can't make it stop.
Wow.
But I know in my heart, I know that I'm never alone. I know I'm never alone.
Lovely riff. Wasn't expecting that. I was wondering, do musicians, when they play with her, because I'm sure you guys as well, when you hear her sing, you can't help, or you have to fight not to close your eyes to feel it. Sometimes you might just close your eyes because there's a certain note that she just takes you and it hits you. Like I said, there's certain things that she does, it resonates with yourself and you just can't close your eyes. I wonder if the musicians do the same thing as well, because I'm looking at that piano guy and he's just in the rhythm of it as well. When, you know, certain musicians, when they hear a artist sing and they're professional musicians, they can play with their eyes closed, you know. But I was wondering if they do that. I'm going to look out for that as well as looking at what is Angelina Jordan. I'm going to have to also look at the musicians that's playing around her and see how much they are in depth of what is going on the way how Angelina Jordan is performance. And so I'm looking out for that as well. So it might be just a small little out of the blue random thing, but I like to look at the whole picture. I love the setting as well. It's certainly put me into that mode. And she's absolutely amazing.
I know I'm never alone.
I love that.
I know that I'm never alone. I wonder when I close my eyes.
Barefoot.
In my dreams tonight, I wonder if.
Doesn't it sound like there's much more happening here with the instruments?
We're a million miles apart. It's pulling my heart like
There's two instruments playing.
I can't make it stop, but I know in my heart, I know that I'm never alone.
That was absolutely beautiful. I'm going to still stay in this kind of acoustic vibe of Angelina Jordan. I know she's got, there's like I'm to understand like over 130 or 150 songs. I'd like to say a big massive thank you for all the Angelina fans who's been watching my reactions and giving me in-depth information on Angelina. Maybe I haven't done enough shout outs, but I will continue. Every time when I carry out Angelina reaction, I will do a shout out and read a number of your messages because it warrants it. It needs to be read out. Some of them are absolutely fantastic and amazing. So thank you very much for that. Angelina herself, like I said, I'm not even scratching the surface. And there's been so many comments of the number of people or number of artists that she has inspirations for, and that you will hear it in her vocal textures. I'm trying my best to stay away because I've done this reference. Oh, she sounded like, or she reminded me of Amy Winehouse. I'm trying to stay away from that and just home in on the talent. One thing that is confusing me from the many comments is that Angelina is Angelina, but yet she has 1,000 voices and she sounds like Billie Holiday, she sounds like Amy Winehouse, she sounds like Adele. That kind of threw me. That kind of confused me to some point. Is that yes, she's got 1,000 voices, and she's Angelina is Angelina, but yet she sounds like so many other people. And then the other half of subscribers are saying that no, look, bypass of what she sounds like, appreciate the texture and the wonderful angelic things that she's doing with her vocals and the absolute amazing talent that warrants me to go back and look at her first performance where she was 7 years old and she'd done a Billie Holiday song, and that was just like, wow, blew me apart. And keeping me the traditional and walking on the stage with a bare foot. There is so much things to engulf and so much things to take in, and Rome wasn't built in a day. There's no way that I'm going to sit here and say, oh, this and that and this and that. I'm just experiencing a wonderful journey. The two instruments that was playing, it sounded like much more than just two instruments, and I think it was her deliverance that just gave it the wider, made it have a wider spread. You know, sometimes when you have two instruments, it sounds like two instruments, and that's that. But she made her the atmosphere sound much more bigger than what it is. Remember, it was just a small room, a piano and a cello or double bass. I think it was a cello, and her, and a couple of glasses of water in the background, and she made that room feel and sound bigger than what it actually is. Like I said, there's only a few artists that can do that, and she's still young. She's still young, and she has such an old soul in her. This is my second reaction, my second reaction. And I feel that I'm so quickly drawn to her character and what is her. And I shouldn't be in that place, not by my second song. I think it could be the overwhelming comments you guys have made and just loving what she is and what she's about. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at one song, then react to one song. Look at one song, react to one song. Look at one song, react to one song. I want to have something personal between me and her that I don't want to put out as a reaction. I think I'm being slightly greedy, but it warrants me to be greedy with a fantastic artist like herself, and I hope you don't mind that. So thank you very much for watching my reactions. Thank you very much for the amazing leads and links that you have passed over to me. Thank you very much for educating me in so many different kind of types of way. I will get through by reading and replying back individually to you all. But for now, amazed, absolutely amazing. And for that reason, I salute you. Absolutely brilliant.
I want all your friends and stars and songs for you.